There's a lot that hasn't gone wrong in Finland lately, and both Olkiluoto and Loviisa nuclear power plants were out of order, and the Baltic-Connector gas pipeline was damaged, and the S-Link 1 and S-Link 2 energy cables with Estonia were broken, and the LNG terminal was frozen. Only wind generation held firm. But now she too has given up. Due to strong winds, a wind turbine blade at the Ratipura wind farm broke in half. Firefighters blocked access, saying the area should not be entered under any circumstances yet. The broken windmill blade weighs 14 tons and debris continues to fly off it. They write that all 9 wind turbines are currently completely stopped. At the same time, the wind was not very powerful. It is reported that at the nearest weather station of the Finnish Meteorological Institute at 11 o'clock, the estimated time of failure, wind gusts reached 14 meters per second, i.e., it's not a storm at all. So it is quite possible that the wind only aggravated the existing technical problems. One way or another, this is a clear demonstration of the fragility of total hopes for renewable energy sources. Man has not yet learned to control the climate, and any energy system has some margin of safety. Whereas in Finland, at the time of the breakdown in relations with Russia, wind generation was literally put at the forefront. We remember what loud headlines the Western press made in 2022. On the one hand, they did not deceive. They really did influence the Finns' accounts, but not in the way that, we believe, the Finns themselves would like. Not so long ago they even reached €2 per kilowatt per hour. And again due to a climatic quirk, severe frosts in early January. Speaking of wind turbines, their introduction has intensified at some extraordinary pace. And at some point, electricity generation at wind farms even exceeded nuclear generation. The Finns have already rolled their lips that by 2025 wind power plants will produce a third of the country's electricity. At the same time, it is quite erroneous to compare the capacities of nuclear power plants and wind farms purely at nominal value. After all, if a nuclear power plant operates at full power 24 hours a day, if you do not take into account maintenance periods, then the production of a wind farm, as it is not difficult to guess, depends on the wind. And on average, wind farms produce only about 40% of the electricity of their declared capacity. And sometimes the roof, i.e. the blade, is completely blown off by strong winds. By the way, it's a similar story with solar panels. If the temperature is too hot, they begin to melt and fail. That is why you cannot force a conditional Africa with them, because they will have to be constantly repaired. And finally, another trouble with renewable energy facilities is that it doesn't matter how many conventional wind turbines you build. If there is a calm, not the conditional X turbines will stop working, but 100X. When multiplied by 0, the result is 0. The same is true with solar panels. The situation with fossil fuels is much simpler because it is unlikely that everything will fail at the same time.